The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy. I'm Tank Spencer. Jeremy Greene is alongside Week 7, nearly in the books, and all of the Sunday games. Here's your recaps. Ready, fire, go. Excuse me.
You choked yourself up.
I choked myself up, and that's how that goes down.
I believe they call that emphysema, but
COPD.
That'll work too. The COVID. You have a different. Everybody else worried about COVID. You have the COVID.
I have the COVID. Exactly. The Cincinnati Bengals, man, they just killed the Baltimore Ravens over the weekend, 41-17. Joe Burrow, he's pretty good. Jamar Chase, yeah, he's pretty good too.
Here's the thing. I was super wrong on the Bengals, and I think my penance for the rest of eternity is that I have to keep saying that every time we do one of these videos.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not allowed to stop. All of you that tell me I was wrong, guess what? You were right.
Yep.
Joe Burrow is a bad, bad motherfucker.
Yep.
And there is no other way to say that. He is a bad dude.
Right. And after the game, they were asking him, so, did it bother you with the crowd? He said, the crowds in the SEC are way louder than they are in the NFL. I have no problems with that. He knew that it was going to work. He knew that if they stick to the game plan, eventually it's going to work. Because the first 4 possessions of the game went 3 punts and a field goal. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, it broke through.
Yeah, you remember how I said this was the sneaky shootout game of the day?
Yep.
Do you also remember what I said about Jamar Chase?
Yeah.
I won't be shocked if he has 200 yards.
Uh-huh.
I missed it by 3 feet.
201 yards on 8 catches. He had a touchdown. CJ Uzomah broke a bunch of tackles as well and got 2 touchdowns on the day. It was a 416-yard performance for Joe Burrow. On the other side, it wasn't like the Baltimore Ravens played really shittily.
They just couldn't run.
Right.
They couldn't run a greasy pack up a cat's ass unless it was Lamar.
Right. They can't run the ball, and Lamar had to beat them. And guess what? He could not.
Hey, and I don't know why John Harbaugh needs to hear this. Running backs from the late 2000s are not running backs you should be using in 2021.
Right.
Devontae Freeman, bad. Le'Veon Bell, bad.
Mm-hmm.
Tyson Williams, not bad. You should learn to trust him or get over whatever he did to you. I don't know what it was, and I don't care.
Right.
But looking at these two teams going forward, I'll be honest with you, and I cannot believe I'm about to say this out loud. I'm not sure the Bengals aren't the favorite to win this division.
They're still not the favorite to win the division, in my opinion, but they're not far off.
How many games do they have left that you legitimately think they're going to lose? At the Jets. Browns. In Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
At the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
You could lose that.
You could.
There's one. Steelers.
Yeah.
Chargers in Cincinnati. You could, but I don't think you will.
Mm-hmm.
But let's chalk that up. Let's say that's a loss.
Yep.
49ers in Cincinnati.
No, that's a win.
At the Broncos.
Yeah.
Ravens again.
They'll lose that one. I think
you're right. Let's just chalk it up that way. Chiefs. They're going to have to figure something out. If they don't, if I had to bet it right now, I'm taking Cincinnati.
True.
But at the Browns, last week of the season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know where that would put the Bengals? And that was with 2 games where I had to go, they'd be 11-5.
Right.
Now, conversely, the only team in this division that I think has a snowball's chance in Atlanta of beating them is the team that they just beat.
Mm-hmm.
Now look at their schedule. There's not a lot of losses there. Packers and the Rams. That's the only 2 I see. And at the Bengals. The next game between these 2 teams in Cincinnati is probably the game that decides this division.
Okay.
On the bright side for both teams, you have 2 layup wins next week.
Yeah.
For Baltimore, it's Minnesota. For Cincinnati, it's my stupid, shitty, terrible, god-awful New York Jets. Congratulations, you'll be 6-2.
Oh, we'll get to them in just a second. Don't you worry.
Hashtag Jets +7.
Never going to let me live it down.
Never.
The Carolina Panthers and the New York Giants. This game didn't go the way we wanted it to or expected it to either, as the Giants win 25-3 over the Carolina Panthers. Sam Darnold was bad. And then P.J. Walker comes in, and he's worse. Which is hard to do when you're only, 111 yards, no touchdowns, and a pick for Darnold.
You remember that Jim Carrey, Jeff Bridges movie, Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah.
Yesterday for the Panthers, it was worse and worser.
Mm-hmm.
This team's in trouble.
Yeah.
Straight up. And I'll be honest with you, we talked about this on the ESPN radio show today. I don't think even adding Deshaun Watson changes your projection for this year.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the schedule, what game are they going to lose without him that they would win with him? Because this offensive line is still bad.
Mm-hmm.
Without Christian McCaffrey, you have absolutely nothing that will help the line. And you've got drop issues for days.
Right. 2 more drops yesterday for Robbie Anderson. DJ Moore still the one piece that you do kind of trust, but I mean he's had drop issues all year anyway.
He has. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I just look at this and go, okay, you'll probably get the Falcons this week because I don't buy the Falcons at all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you get New England. I mean, you could beat New England. I guess you could beat New England and Carolina because I don't think either one of you are very good.
Yeah,
you're not going to Arizona and beating them. You could lose to the football team if that defense that I saw yesterday shows up tomorrow,
right?
Or shows up then.
Then, yeah.
Beat the Dolphins, probably get the Falcons again, and then you'll lose 4 in a row at the Bills, Buccaneers, at the Saints, at the Bucs. That's 4 losses in a row.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a team that's right in that 7-10-ish realm.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest with you, I think you're that with Deshaun Watson. I think you're that without Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. Now something we don't get to do often, speak well of the New York Giants. I mean Danny Dimes.
How well are we going to speak of them?
Well, I mean, they did just take care of business in a big way. Danny Dimes with the Philly special catch. You got to give him props for that. His athleticism on show once again.
I never doubted his athleticism. Guess what? He was still fucking awful. He was still a bad NFL quarterback. That's who you are. This team still doesn't run at all. I mean, I think they're fine if they're healthy. But, I mean, the team you trotted out there yesterday with Darius Slayton and Dante Pettis and John Ross, ugh.
Pettis made some plays, so that's about all you can say.
I mean, and that's fine. Good for you.
But the defense played well yesterday. I mean, they got 6 sacks.
The defense was fine.
Leonard,
the defense got pressure on Sam Darnold. That was the best you could expect.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's me telling you not nice things. That's probably the only win you're going to have at home all year.
Right.
I highly doubt you're winning another game at home all year.
Mm-hmm.
And next week, unfortunately, you get to be the sacrificial lamb for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep.
I mean, I have not looked at this. I am looking at this live as we're doing this. What would you set the line at next week for them playing Kansas City?
Kansas City -9.
It started at -13. And it's come down to 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest with you, that's probably where it should be.
Yeah.
I'd say 10's about right.
Yeah.
It should nest right about there. I still look at this and go, okay, you beat a bad team on the road, a bad team that's playing on the road, playing in your building.
Right.
I mean, I just don't take a lot away from it.
Mm-hmm.
You have pieces, but I've never doubted that.
Mm-hmm.
You're still the same flawed football team, I thought. And looking at the schedule, it could be, if they don't beat the Eagles, they may not win another game all year. If they don't beat the Eagles when they come to New York the Sunday after Thanksgiving, they may not win another game all year. This team may go 2-15.
Yeah.
Because the only other 2 winnable games that I even see are at the Eagles and at the Bears, and I don't think this team can go on the road and win.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but we beat the Saints. Yeah, cool.
Hey,
that and a dollar will get
but
you.
You've said it. They play better on the road when they're not getting booed by their home fans. So
yeah, but
maybe there's that.
Are they beating the Chiefs?
No, they're not.
Are they beating the Buccaneers?
No.
Are they beating the Chargers?
No.
By the way, these are their road games.
Mm-hmm.
Those are all kill spots.
But they can go on the road and beat the Bears. I would think so.
I don't know. I really don't know.
As bad as they've been?
Well, the defense.
Yeah.
Chicago has better defense than the Giants have an offense.
That's true. But at that point, you may have Kenny Golladay back. You may have Saquon Barkley back. So, I mean, you got a little bit of silver lining.
Yeah, I mean, and I'll be honest with you, I don't care. I really don't. I just look at this team and go, you are what you are. The question is, do you end this year so badly that Joe Judge gets fired, or you have to do this for another year?
Mm-hmm.
Either way, David Gettleman's not making it out of this year alive.
Yep. One game that we did get correct, the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers took care of the Washington football team 24-10. The football team just can't get out of their own way. They can't stop screwing it up.
No, I mean, Taylor Heineke gives himself up at the 1, which, by the way, that is the weirdest call I think I have ever seen. There were a lot of weird officiated calls in this game.
Mm-hmm. They had 5 possessions inside the 30-yard line in Green Bay territory and could not get points out of any of them.
No, and that's a level of horrible that I can't even begin to wrap my brain around.
Mm-hmm. They had one drive end on the 1, the one where Taylor Heineke gave himself up or tried to slide into the end zone and was short.
I don't know what the fuck that was.
Right, and then he got stuffed on 4th down and fumbled the ball at the same time. They got stopped on the 3 at one point. Mm-hmm. Like, it's gross. It's a whole lot of grossness. I mean, Heineke, he almost had 100 yards rushing yesterday, so I guess that's yay, good for you. You still lost.
That's an iteration of this offense that I actually somewhat like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking at your schedule going, who in the hell are you going to beat?
Nobody.
Oh, you get the Seahawks. Cool. That's after Russ comes back.
Mm-hmm.
He will shellac you.
Mm-hmm.
You'll split with the Eagles. And I'll say you beat the Giants in New York.
Yep.
Maybe.
Yep.
It's that's a toss-up game. I look at this as a 5-12, 6-11 team too.
Yeah, it wasn't quite the crush spot for the Green Bay Packers that we expected it would be, though. I was expecting a huge, like astronomical, like Chase or Jamar Chase type day for Devontae Adams, and it didn't happen.
No, it didn't. And I tried to tell you on Aaron Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, winning.
I do not know what for the love of fuck you have to do to give that man the ball.
Yeah.
But Matt LaFleur goes through these periods where they rushed the ball 15 times in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Total. Mm-hmm. And 3 of them were Kylan Hill. I do not understand what his aversion to giving the ball to Aaron Jones is. I don't get it.
I don't either.
It is too there are a few things in the NFL that happen that are more maddening to me than this. And it seems like it happens every 3rd week.
Mm-hmm.
And next week, I don't even know off the top of my head who they play. At the Cardinals. Yeah, guess what? Aaron Jones will have 19 touches next week.
Yep.
And he'll be fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll probably kill the Chiefs, and then he'll shit his pants against the Seahawks.
But maybe that's
why? I don't have the foggiest of a clue.
Maybe that's part of it. He knows that he doesn't need to overuse him in games that they're going to win.
6 carries for your starting running back.
I get it.
Stupid.
I know.
There's no justifying that. I don't care. It's stupid.
Yeah, he had 11 total touches on the game and 39 yards out of those 11 touches. But at least he didn't get faded. I mean, AJ Dillon only got 3 carries. So
Matt LaFleur is maddening to me. Him and his idiot brother that's the offensive coordinator for the fucking Jets.
Right. But Aaron Rodgers with 3 touchdown passes. One of them went to Devontae Adams. Hey, they got to Robert Tonyan. We had a Robert Tonyan sighting for the first time this year.
Yeah, run out and get him. Oh, what? Don't do that.
No,
Man had 5 targets.
Right.
I'm still pissed that I didn't play Alan Lazard after I specifically said, hey, he's the cheap receiver you should play. What did I do? Rashad Bateman. Yeah. Dumb shit.
Yeah. 24-10, though. Packers improving to, what's that, 5-1 on the season? 6-1?
6-1.
6-1. 6-1. They haven't had their bye yet. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Tennessee Titans. Hey, this is one I picked up. I had the Tennessee Titans plus the 4.5, I believe it was. And, I didn't expect they were going to win this game, but I thought they could keep it close and win by a field goal, and they just came out and dominated. There is something really wrong in Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes, another 3 turnovers on the day.
He's just being asked to do too much.
Yeah.
I said this on the morning show earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
At the top of a 5-step drop, he literally looked like he was in the middle of I-26 traffic.
Right.
I mean, it's just not going to work.
Right. And then they had the last hit on him where guy gets him from D'Amico.
And just demolishes him in the face.
Right. D'Amico Autry got him from behind. Yeah. You're putting him in a bad situation, putting him out there to get hurt, basically. And he realizes he's the straw that stirs the drink.
Well,
he's got to try
this is what
to do
happens
anything
when you're not balanced. I do not know why this is so hard for NFL head coaches to figure out. When you get one-dimensional, I do not give a fuck who your quarterback is.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Tom Brady in Tampa Bay. You know what they've all of a sudden figured out? We're a lot better when Leonard Fournette's good.
Yeah.
You know why? Because it keeps the defense off balance, and it makes it a little easier to throw. So what did they do? Who was the leading rusher for the Kansas City Chiefs yesterday?
Patrick Mahomes.
6 carries, 35 yards. What did the rest of the team do combined?
11 carries for 20.
Let's go with 7 carries for 42 yards.
Oh, okay.
And the only one that was over 12 yards was Tyreek Hill. You're going to have to start doing shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now it's so easy to look at this team and go, well, here's what you're going to do. Pat Mahomes is going to drop back. He's going to roll out because he's going to get flushed, and he never steps up. He automatically rolls out.
Mm-hmm.
Then he's going to throw off balance. He's not going to have his feet set, and that's how you pick him off.
Yeah.
And that's the reason he has as many interceptions as Zach Wilson has, is because the game plan doesn't make any sense. And I'm not trying to second-guess Andy Reid, but I kind of am. Because if you don't fix this, what I'm seeing out of Andy Reid right now is the same coach that could not win big games in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what I'm seeing. And I'll be honest with you, we treated Pat Mahomes and this team like it was infallible and that it cured all the ills that Andy Reid ever had. They didn't. And so, yes, he's a brilliant coach. Yes, he's one of the best coaches in the game. Right now, he's getting outcoached on a weekly basis. Mike Vrabel just coached circles around him.
Mm-hmm.
And like I told you, Ryan Tannehill was fantastic. I told you going into yesterday, Ryan Tannehill was one of my favorite fantasy options. I loved A.J. Brown, and I'll be damned if it wasn't A.J. Brown and Ryan Tannehill.
Yep. 8 catches on 9 targets for A.J. Brown, 133 yards, and a touchdown. And all of this while Derrick Henry was basically neutralized.
Bad. For the most part, he was bad.
Yeah. They neutralized. I mean, he got 29 carries, but 86 yards. He did have the passing touchdown, which, of course, thrilled everybody and said, oh, see, he can be the MVP. Yeah, stop that. You said that last year, too. We're not going down.
Yeah, he's not going to be the MVP.
He's not going to be the MVP.
Well, I mean, he might be. He also might be dead. Let's play a fun game.
Kyle Shanahan.
Let's play a fun game. There are, I got to do the math.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if you take running back number 11 and running back number 12 in touches, it's Damian Harris and Chuba Hubbard. How many touches do they have combined?
I don't know. 250.
206.
Okay.
How many does Derrick Henry have by himself?
How many?
209.
Hot.
Mm-hmm. He's averaging 30 touches a game.
Mm-hmm.
The only player even close to that, only 2 players even close to that, are Dalvin Cook and Christian McCaffrey. You know what they both have in common? Hurt. Keep doing that. My favorite line, and I'm going to say it to Mike Vrabel, every one of these videos we do about the Tennessee Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck around and find out.
Mm-hmm.
Frankly, because I'm tired of saying it, because it's dumb. Dumb. This game was never close. It was never in doubt. Second quarter on, you knew how this game was going to end.
Yeah.
And yet, you still wound up with 31 touches for Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm.
That's dumb. It's dumb and it's bad coaching. And I'll keep saying it until I'm right. And I don't want to see the kid get hurt, but I'm telling you right now, I've read this book and I know how it ends.
Yeah. The Atlanta Falcons went down to Miami. They got a win. Unfortunately, they couldn't cover the freaking spread for me. Jeez. That little hook. The hook killed me. No, Blues Traveler, the hook does not bring me back. It makes me hate life. As the spread was 2.5 when we picked it, and the 30-28 final. Younghoe Koo. I always screw up his name.
Just remember
kicks
it
the
this
game-winning
way.
field goal.
Just remember it this way. My old hoe lame, but my young hoe coo.
Well, I was trying to say it the correct way.
That's fine.
And I still failed.
On this show, we pronounce things the way they're spelled.
Right.
And his name is spelled Young Ho Koo.
Mm-hmm. We knew that this was going to be a high-scoring affair because both of the defenses suck.
Mm-hmm.
But we got the performance out of the quarterbacks, I think, that we wanted to see.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Ryan did pretty well. Tua was good.
He was the definition of average.
Mm-hmm. Tua was good.
He was slightly better than average.
Mm-hmm. Kyle Pitts is an animal, though.
I'll be honest with you, my biggest takeaway from this game was both the tight ends.
Yeah.
Mike Gesicki is very good at football, and Kyle Pitts is the shit that your nightmares are made out of.
Right.
The next horror movie that's released on Friday for Halloween this year should be Kyle Pitts' Halloween.
Yeah.
Because he is a fucking terrifying human being.
7 catches, 163 yards. Unfortunately, he did not get into the end zone. Mike Gesicki did, though. He got a touchdown.
He did.
With his 7 catches, 85 yards. You know, it sucks. But I think at least Miami came out of this thinking Tua ain't that bad.
Okay. I mean, I never thought he was bad. I just don't think he's a franchise quarterback.
Right.
And I look at this team and go, you're just biding time until you fire Brian Flores.
Mm-hmm. Frankly, I'm surprised it didn't happen.
You should have done it last Monday.
Yep.
And I got news for you. You're going to get shit canned next Sunday against the Bills in Buffalo.
Oh.
Next Sunday in Buffalo. Oh, by the way, coming off a bye.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that's
I
going
mean,
to work out nicely for you.
we already did this a few weeks ago, and it was 35-0.
Mm-hmm.
Could be worse this time.
I don't think it'll be worse this time, but it will never be close.
Mm-hmm.
I just look at Miami and go, you know what? There's not a lot to like. Jalen Waddle he's a very talented player. Your line's not particularly good. You can't run at all.
Mm-hmm.
You at least tried this week. I'll give you that. But, I mean, when you're running Myles Gaskin and Salvin Ahmed and Malcolm Brown, yuck.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a lack of talent on this team. It's what nobody wants to talk about. There is a lack of talent.
Right.
Without Will Fuller, without Devontae Parker. I almost said Devontae Adams. There's just a lack of talent on this team. You're running Isaiah Ford, Mac Hollins, and Adam Shaheen, and Durham Smythe.
Mm-hmm.
Half of those guys should not be in the NFL. On the Falcons side, here's the one big takeaway. Mike Davis is completely fucking irrelevant now.
Yep.
He is 100% irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
The starting running back of the Atlanta Falcons is Cordero Patterson. The receiver you want is Calvin Ridley and Kyle Pitts. Everything else is irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
Russell Gage, he's a back-end wide receiver 4. I just don't see you being this effective throwing the ball against a lot of teams.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at the schedule moving forward, the Panthers next week, that'll be interesting. I don't like your chances in New Orleans, in Dallas, against the Patriots. There's not a ton to like here.
No.
But I do feel like this team's getting better.
Yep.
This team is certainly getting better. But I still look at you as you're probably 6-11, 7-10 team.
Mm-hmm.
I struggle to see how you're going to be any better than that.
I mean, I'm part of me is shocked that you're 3-3 at this point. So
I can't say that I'm shocked. I mean, you beat the Jets, who you should have beaten. You beat the Giants, who you should have beaten. You beat the Dolphins. Frankly, you should be 4-2, but you got your shit pushed in by the Eagles.
right.
Hell, you should be 5-1 if I'm being really honest, but you're not.
Mm-hmm.
But you are improving.
Yep.
And there's that.
Yep. All right, time for the Tank's Dumb Bet of the Week. The New England Patriots and the New York Jets. Didn't really go my way. I thought that was just hoping and praying that the Jets could keep it close.
You are one pathetic loser.
Pretty much. I mean, Jets +7 is now going to go down in the annals of Sportsocracy history now as one of the dumbest things I've ever done.
Hashtag Jets +7.
Yeah, after the Patriots won by 41, 54-13.
So you got to see what it's like for me every week when I watch Jet games, and I feel like,
what the heck are you guys doing? Trying to ruin my life and make me look like a friggin' idiot?
That's what they did to you. That's what they did to you.
Yeah.
Not a lot of analysis here.
No.
Hey, the Jets have traded for Joe Falco. Let's go that one. Yeah, Joe Falco.
That's full on Gary Busey drunk right there.
God. Oh, I do have Gary Busey, don't I? Oh, yeah. This is
we got to recharge your Brave batteries.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Unfortunately, Zach Wilson got hurt in the game. He's going to be out 2 to 4 weeks. That's about it for analysis. Mike White came in and he was
bad. He was bad.
Yeah.
He's not a talented NFL quarterback.
Right.
Let's be really honest. This Jets team is fucking terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I mean, just look at what's coming up. Bengals kill you. At the Colts, demolished. Bills might beat you by 50. Dolphins, Texans, Eagles. Yay! There's 3 that you have a shot to win a couple of.
Right.
And then the Saints at the Dolphins, the Bucks, and the Bills. And with a Jaguar sprinkled in there.
Ouch.
This team will be lucky to win 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be lucky to win 4 games.
But at least, hey,
I'll be honest with you, best case scenario for the Jets, you finish. You're the worst team in the league. You take Kayvon Thibodeau first overall next year.
Bingo.
And you put him on the opposite side of Carl Lawson. Now you can do all of the things that Rob Saleh wants to do, and you roll on. There's just a lack of talent here.
Yep.
Jamie and Sherwood took over for C.J. Mosley. It was very obvious that he was the one calling plays. He's a rookie. I mean, there is nothing good to take from this game, other than Michael Carter is going to be a very, very, very bad man in this league eventually.
Okay.
When there's a line in front of him, he's going to be very good.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I saw nothing to like. I hope they trade Jamison Crowder before November 2nd because I'd like to see him wind up somewhere else. They manufactured a touchdown for Elijah Moore. I'd like to see him do more of that. On the Patriots side, hey, Damian Harris was real good. And, hey, Mac Jones took what was given to him. That's all you can ask for.
Yep. I
still look at New England and go, you're not a playoff team. Best case scenario moving forward for New England, you're going to go 8-9. T's and P's for you this week because you play a pissed-off Chargers team coming off a bye.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck with that.
You won't be able to keep up offensively against that team, no doubt about it.
No, but then they have 3 winnable games in a row before their schedule becomes absolutely fucking brutal the Sunday after Thanksgiving.
Damian Harris with 106 yards, 2 touchdowns, only on 14 carries. That was kind of surprising.
Yeah, you just didn't have to.
Yeah.
They gave J.J. Taylor some tote.
J.J. Taylor scoring 2 touchdowns. If you had
Smith,
that, you're a witch.
Jonnu Smith getting hurt, that's a bigger deal. I know he hasn't been filling up the stat sheet, but he did have a pretty good game in this one. And him getting hurt changes the dynamic of this offense a little bit.
Yep. And we saw Kendrick Bourne throw a touchdown pass to Jacoby Myers, nonetheless.
No, of course you did. You know why? Because Jets.
Which is weird.
Jets, God almighty, we suck.
Or no, I guess it was Nelson Aguilar that caught the touchdown.
It was.
From Kendrick Bourne. It was like, hey, you got Jacoby Myers. You know he was a quarterback, right?
Yeah, we suck a
he
mess.
Could do that.
Yeah, we suck a whole mess.
Yeah,
it's very hard to be a Jets fan.
Yeah, you do. But hey, I was going to say you don't suck as much as this next team, but that's not true. You're actually worse than this team. I think you're worse than every team. The Detroit Lions played hard. They brought their lunch pails and they played real hard.
I'm going to bring my broom to Washington, D.C. because it's a mess.
The L.A. Rams win 28-19 over the Detroit Lions. Matt Stafford wins the Revenge Bowl against his former team. Well, it was more of a revenge game for Jared Goff, but we knew that wasn't going to go well. When they were leading 19-16 and watching all of the other weird things that were happening around the league, I'll be honest with you, I had that thought for a second. Like, holy crap, the Lions are about to pull this off. And then the second half came around and everything was fine.
I never so much as thought that. I looked at a team that had run an onside and a fake punt in the first 10 minutes of this game and went, well, they're throwing everything but the kitchen sink, and that'll last for a minute, and then talent's going to win out. Cooper Kupp is going to do some unbelievable statistical things this year.
Yep. Caught 10 balls yesterday for 156 yards and 2 touchdowns. Robert Woods, he was there. He made a couple of plays. Nothing spectacular out of him.
Cooper Kupp's still the guy you want. Tyler Higbee had a decent game in this one. Cooper Kupp has 56 catches for 809 yards in 7 games. That's dumb.
That's pretty good.
I mean, this Rams team is ridiculously good. Darrell Henderson was a little bit of a letdown in this game, but it really seemed like they were trying to load up to stop the run, to make LA one-dimensional. The only thing is that, they got Matt Stafford. That you had no shot of stopping that.
Right.
On the Lions side, to me, it's a little encouraging how well you competed. I've never had a problem with your competition level. The problem is when you're counting on somebody like Khalif Raymond or Bobby Price, you just have a talent deficiency. But, this is another one of those games where you should look at Dan Campbell and go, hey, we're on the right track.
Yep.
We can go 0-17 and still be on the right track this year. And I genuinely feel that way about the Lions. I don't give a damn if you win one game this entire season. It just doesn't matter to me.
No.
I've seen everything I need to know.
No, because you have a building block in DeAndre Swift. You
have a building. I mean, and DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams, Penei Sewell, T.J. Hawkinson. There's a few on the defense. You just don't have enough of them.
Right.
You've got 7 building block pieces on a team that plays 22 starters.
Yep.
So, I mean, just do the math on that.
Yep. There was another 8 catches for 96 yards for DeAndre Swift. And, of course,
he has the weirdest
50
role.
yards.
He has the strangest role of any player in the NFL, and I'm here for it. I'm totally fine with it. This is what happens when you have a running backs coach like Anthony Lynn coordinating your offense. You just use the pieces.
Yep.
You have 2 good running backs. You have no good receivers. And before you give me Khalif Raymond, okay. Okay.
Amon-Ra. We know Amon-Ra is going to be the guy moving forward there.
He will be. But it is what it is. The Lions compete. The Lions are the most competitive bad team in this league.
Yeah.
If they played the Jets right now, I think they'd beat them by 2 touchdowns. And I feel the same way about the Houston Texans.
I'd agree. You face another big number against the Lions. Are you taking the Lions to cover?
Depends on who it is.
Did that sway you any?
No. I mean, they just threw everything but the
So, like,
kitchen
if they're a
sink at it.
17-point dog to the Bills, you'd still take the Bills to cover?
They're a 3-point dog this week at Philadelphia, and I will be all over Philadelphia because that is a dumb number. I get that it's at home. I get it. You just have a talent deficiency.
Yeah.
Sorry. You want to know what makes bad quarterbacks look good? Bad secondaries. And you have one of those.
Yep. The Raiders, speaking of the Philadelphia Eagles, the Raiders took care of business in a big way against the Eagles at home, 30-7. Unfortunately, on National Tight End Day, we did not get to see one of the best in the business do it, as Darren Waller got ruled out for this game. But even despite that, Derek Carr did amazing things.
What the hell did you just say the score of this game was?
30-7?
It was 33-22.
How the hell did I get 30-7?
Fuck, I don't know. There was no game that was 30-7.
Weird.
I don't know where the hell that came from.
I don't either.
It was 33-22.
I copied and pasted.
You said it, and I went, wait, what?
I copied and pasted, and I must have screwed that up somehow.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
I mean, there's not a lot here. Jalen Hurts is the same mediocre quarterback we've talked about. Nick Sirianni, I think, came into this game with the intention of giving Miles Sanders touches, sprained his ankle early.
Right.
Gave Boston Scott a few, Kenny Gainwell, but at the end of the day, it still comes back to 71% of your plays ran through Jalen Hurts. That cannot happen with a bad player. I mean, this is not Lamar Jackson, and he's getting Lamar Jackson level usage, and that makes no sense to me.
Right.
This is just a badly coached football team. And you know what? Here's the silver lining. He's a one-and-done coach. I have very rarely looked at coaches and gone, you're not getting a second crack at this. They see what you are, and it's bad. And he's a bad coach.
Well, he's the only one to take the job.
Not after this year because you got 3 1s.
Oh, yeah. Somebody's going to line up to take the job, yeah.
It's much easier to sell a job when you have 3 picks that may very well be in the top 10.
But nobody wanted to be that sacrificial lamb after all of the turmoil that they had with the Hurts versus Wentz bullshit.
Yeah.
So I get it. But, yeah, Derek Carr yesterday, I keep underselling Derek Carr, and he just keeps going out there and proving me right or proving me wrong.
Correct.
31 of 34, 323 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did have 1 pick, but I think that was a tipped pass anyway. Josh Jacobs got hurt, so that's bad news.
Stunner.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
Miles Sanders.
Kenyon Drake's probably the best pickup of the week. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't think it matters even if Josh Jacobs plays. They have realized this is an injury. When Josh Jacobs was coming out in the draft, I compared him to Kerryon Johnson. There is something about running backs that are built like basketball players that they atrophy like milk in the NFL. And Josh Jacobs is the latest one. He's just not going to age well.
Yeah, as former Philadelphia Eagle and former co-host of our Saturday show, Nate Brown used to say, basketball players, man, they're soft. They're soft, and they can't take it. And he always said that about Kerryon.
He did. And he's 100% right.
Yep.
Looking at the Raiders, I think Kenyon Drake's a great pickup this week. Derek Carr was obviously fantastic. You remember that time? You remember that time that I said not to play Foster Moreau if Darren Waller didn't play?
Yeah.
I said do wrong. do that.
Do that.
This is just a lethal offense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it's a very no-name offense. I mean, the three leading receivers on this team were Foster Moreau, Hunter Renfrow, and Brian Edwards. And you still beat Philadelphia sideways.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good team. I told y'all all season long you were undervaluing this team. We are definitively there. It has slapped you in the face, and you're still doing it.
I'm just not convinced that they're like a Super Bowl contender.
And I didn't say they were a Super Bowl contender.
Okay.
I said this is a very good, no doubt playoff team.
Mm-hmm.
And I think at this point, if you're putting your fingers in your ears on that, I can't understand why.
No, I fully believe that this is a playoff team.
Because here's the thing: the next 2 weeks they play at the Giants and the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, I'll take them against the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
That game's in Vegas. If something greatly tide-altering doesn't change with the Chiefs, they're going to beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
This could be a team sitting at 7-2, getting ready for a date with the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yep.
To be the number one seed in the AFC.
Mm-hmm.
There are words I did not think I was going to say this year.
Raiders and Bengals for the number one seed.
Sweet baby Lord.
Oh, 2021.
Somebody went back in time and stepped on a fucking bunny rabbit or something. Jesus, like the Matrix is in old retrograde or whatever the fucking
yeah.
What was it? Astrology? Whatever those fucking astrology people say. Mercury's in retrograde. Yeah, or you're just a bitch.
Which is Jeremy Greene for I don't understand anything you
Yeah, I
just
don't
said.
know any of the words you just said. None of them made sense to me. And you're making my head hurt. Please go away.
You just throw more slurs at him. It'll be fine.
It's stupid.
My Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the Chicago Bears. This will be quick.
Hey, this is the only game where we have sound effects for both teams. This is the one for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Fire them cannons. By golly, put more powder in those things.
And here's the one for the Bears.
That's the sound the bear makes.
That's the sound the bear
That's
makes.
the sound the bear makes. That's the sound these Bears made as they were being strangled with their head held in a bucket of water.
Yep.
Because sweet baby God, this team sucks.
Yep.
Justin Fields may legitimately be the worst NFL quarterback I've ever seen.
He can't hold on to the football
No,
for
he's
shit.
fucking awful.
Yeah.
Can we just, all the people that threw shade at me and called me, oh, you just don't understand. No, motherfucker, you don't understand. Okay? Can we just be, like, I've been doing this for a long time, and quarterbacks are one thing that I can point at my track record and go, scoreboard. And guess what? Justin Fields is just another, wrong button.
Wow, winning.
For me.
Yeah.
That's just another one I got right. He is a bad NFL quarterback. It's not going to get better. You can keep pissing in this well all you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Now, can you build a Kyler Murray level offense for him? Sure. I'm going to level with you. No offensive mind that's that good is taking this job. Period. Because there is nothing to like here. Oh, Cole Kmet had 5 catches for 43 yards. Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Woo. Then Khalil Herbert, he was the first 100-yard rusher against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay. You got a couple pieces. You still have an absolute disaster at quarterback.
Yeah.
And you're tied to him for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be the hardest job to fill in the NFL this year. Because I can't imagine what offensive mind wants to tie themselves to this. Because it is a good hell, it's hard to watch.
Right.
I mean, it's hard to watch. His QBR was 1.9. Hell, my
That's
GPA
bad.
was higher than that. And I was dumber than a box of shit.
Was? No, I'm just kidding. 5 turnovers for Justin Fields in the game. The Tampa Bay defense got after him left and right. He had 3 interceptions. There were 3 strip sacks. He was lucky not to lose all 3 of them, but he only lost 2. In the meantime, Tom Brady, he goes out and the yardage wasn't great, but I mean, he threw for 4 touchdowns. You don't have to get great yardage when you're throwing 4 touchdowns.
This team with Leonard Fournette running like this is evil.
Yes. Leonard Fournette had another 81 yards and a touchdown. It does add something to the offensive firepower when, you're playing with when you're playing without a couple of your biggest weapons and Rob Gronkowski and Antonio Brown, and you're still able to put up a 4-touchdown game.
Yeah, none of it matters. This team's that good.
Yeah, they're damn good. So
this team is stupidly good. This is a top 4 team in the NFL with the balance that they're currently showing. You see the pass rush. I understand the secondary is not particularly good. Neither is the schedule. So by the time the playoffs roll around, this team will have gotten healthy. I fully believe that the secondary will be fine. This is still a team you do not want to see in the postseason.
Yeah, I felt pretty good about my call for Chris Godwin, seeing that he had 100 yards, but Mike Evans did Mike Evans things. He had 3 touchdowns on the day with 76 yards to boot on top of it. It was a complete demolition of the Chicago Bears by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are now 6-1 for the first time in franchise history. The Arizona Cardinals, they got out to a deficit, which was surprising, against the Houston Texans. It was 5-0 at one point. And then the Cardinals went, oh, yeah, we're better than you.
Oh, yeah, you suck. Oh, yeah, I forgot. You blow.
Right.
So, hey, y'all, watch this.
Yep. So, ended up winning that game handily, 31-5. I mean, Kyler Murray, he does great things. And, I mean, he's 20 of 28, 261 yards, 3 touchdowns. He also ran for, what was it, 30-something yards, 40-something yards?
6 for 10.
Oh, I thought he ran for more than that.
No, 6 for 10.
Anyhow, Zach Ertz scored his first touchdown as a Arizona Cardinal.
Here's everything you need to know. Kyler Murray was not particularly good in this game, and they still slaughtered the Texans. This team is just schematically better than you. Their 5th weapon is Zach Ertz. Think about what I just said. I don't know how you defend them. We'll be doing power rankings Wednesday morning, and I got news for you. The Arizona Cardinals will be my one.
Finally came around.
Well, it's not even a finally come around thing. It's a now. Here, when I do power rankings, I have to figure out, okay, how is a team going to beat another team? I could not figure out how are the Arizona Cardinals going to slow down Stephon Diggs, and if you get into a shootout, Josh Allen's been there before, Kyler Murray hasn't. Now I've wrapped my brain around your 5th weapon is Zach fucking Ertz.
Yep.
You are just borderline indefensible. And then you see a game like this where you get 25 carries out of Edmonds and Connor. They ran the ball down their throat. They were averaging over 5 yards a carry between the two of them. This is a terrifying team. And on the side of the Houston Texans, I don't have a sound effect, so I'll have to make my own. You are dookie water. What nice do you want me to say? What did they do well?
Nothing.
Show up.
Yeah.
They put on their uniforms real good. They tied all their shoelaces right. Other than that, you suck something awful. This is legitimately one of the worst NFL teams I've ever seen.
Still not as bad as your Jets, though.
Oh, the Jets beat the hell out of them. If the Jets played this team,
you think so?
100%.
Okay.
With Zach Wilson, with Joe Falco, we can't talk about that.
Right.
This team is listless. This is another job that will be more appealing this offseason than it was last offseason. I mean, it's just, and I love that David Culley keeps coming out going, Tyrod Taylor's our starter. Well, no shit, because Davis Mills, he should be playing either in the Arena Football League or he should be taking Kurt Warner's old job back in groceries at that grocery store. Because throwing footballs is not his career trajectory.
Yeah, the kid on our 10U team, he's not as accurate as Davis Mills, but I think you can give him a run for his money.
Is he half giraffe too?
He's not half giraffe.
Oh shit! the Houston Texans really like those half giraffe quarterbacks.
Love that kid. I'm looking out for you, Christian. Anyhow, it's the Houston Texans are god awful. The Arizona Cardinals did exactly what they should have done and just put the boot on the neck.
Smoked him like a honey ham. I mean, it is what it is.
Yep.
This is the best team in the league against the worst team in the league.
Yep.
Stunner.
Sunday night football. It was a monsoon of sorts.
As my grandmother used to call them, is a hurricane.
Yep.
They played this in a hurricane.
That's a frog strangler. The San Francisco 49ers, Indianapolis Colts. Colts win 30-18. Yeah, I got that one right too.
You didn't mean to.
Felt pretty good.
Just +7.
I like to focus on the wins. We don't focus on the speed bumps so much.
There's a lot of speed bumps on your tour around this world. A lot of speed bumps and cheeseburgers. That's something you see a lot of.
There weren't great offensive statistics from this game. Frankly, I look at it and I go, Carson Wentz and company, they were luckier than San Francisco was.
And see, I don't agree with you. I think they just beat him into the ground.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz looked like a tangible NFL quarterback in a monsoon.
Yeah.
He had one of the highest QBRs of the day. Now, granted, he didn't do a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Pittman is a bad individual.
Right.
And between Michael Pittman and Jonathan Taylor, this team is good enough to make the playoffs, and I'm going to level you. At almost the halfway pole, I think they're going to. And here's why I say that. Because they still play the Jets, the Jaguars, the Texans, the Patriots. I could see them beating the Raiders. I'm not. It's in Indianapolis, so that's more than anything why I think they're going to win that game. And at the Jaguars. That is 6 wins. That gets you to 9-8 if you lose every other game on the schedule. And I could see them beating the Titans next week. I really could.
Trap game?
No, it's not really. It's not really a trap game. It's just on the road. It's in Indianapolis, and this game means more to the Colts than it does the Titans.
Okay.
I'll bet you, and I haven't looked at this, I'll bet you that line's gone down since it debuted. Well, that's fun.
It went up.
Wrong. Yeah, it went up aggressively.
Nice. Let me guess. It opened Tennessee minus 5.5.
It opened Indianapolis minus 2.5.
Okay, that's super wrong.
And it's gone to 1 on the Tennessee side.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably be on Indianapolis. It's really hard to win on the road.
I'll mark that down. I'm going to be on Tennessee again.
Now, I'll just tell you, Jimmy Garoppolo is not the solution with the 49ers. He lives hurt. He's missed so many reps. And yes, that does matter. This game was played in just a torrential rainstorm. So, I'm not going to hold the performance against him necessarily, but outside of Elijah Mitchell, what did you do reasonably well in this game?
Right.
Deebo Samuel and Elijah Mitchell. That's it.
Yeah. Jimmy Garoppolo just he doesn't bring anything extra to the table. Trey Lance will. I'm actually behind you on this one.
I feel like it's time to go to Trey Lance because at the end of the day, you're 2-4, and I think you go 6-11 with Jimmy Garoppolo.
And you got 8 days. You got 8 days to get something out of Jimmy.
Yeah, and best case scenario or worst case scenario, I'd say you go 5-12 with Trey Lance. I don't think you're making the playoffs either way.
Right.
So the big knock on Trey Lance is that he doesn't have the game experience. We'll get him the fucking game experience.
Right.
Now's the time. Because, you're not winning this division. We know that definitively. You're already 4.5 games back in your division.
Right.
You're 3.5 games back of second in your division. For a wild card, you're competing with the Seahawks, who with Russell Wilson, I think are as good as you, if not better. The Saints, who have a win advantage on you. The Panthers, who also have a win advantage on you.
The Vikings.
That's about it.
Yeah.
You just got to beat them all.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're going to.
Yeah.
The schedule's mean as hell, too. So I think it's time to move off Garoppolo, start the Trey Lance era, and just roll on.
Yep. All right, that's your Week 7 Sunday action here in the Sportsocracy. Each and every game, we preview them every week. And you can hit that subscribe button so you see all of our game-by-game, team-by-team action here in the Sportsocracy. Join us every weekday morning live at 10 a.m. Also at 3 p.m. you can join us live here on YouTube as we are now streaming the Sportsocracy radio show. Just newly rebranded over to the Sportsocracy on Monday. And, so 10 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and, of course, 11 o'clock on Sundays as we get all the last-minute fantasy questions answered, give you the DFS tips of the day. Hit that subscribe button. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene, and we will see you next time.